And let me say this to you, is that, 30 years ago,
Quick as you like.
the poorest people in New Zealand.
Yep.
Hey, mate, look, we're trying to have it's a serious issue.
Okay.
No. I tell you what. Oh, Jesus Christ. You've got some of the worst teachers in New Zealand and some of the best teachers in New Zealand. They get paid exactly the same, and I don't think that's fair. It's going to be so bad because I don't actually know. Now, if you want an example of collective bargaining being good for a workforce, well, let me put it in.
It's the alternate. Yeah. So there's a person.
100 to 2,400, and all I'm saying, hey, fuck off.
Sorry.
All I'm saying is that actually,
Maybe follow the person route.
Is that the teaching profession should be paid 20 grand more on average than it is now, and secondly, that it should be run the same way as any of those other professions, that the principal who's in charge of the particular school gets to make that choice.
Yeah, having fun in the campaign. You've got the waving the libertarian flag.
We are not actually boosting teacher pay. We are reversing a 30-year decline in teacher pay under the union contracts. It's, you know what, there's nothing nicer than going door to door, knocking on the door of your neighbours and asking them to send you to represent them in Wellington for another 3 years.
30 years ago was when we introduced Tomorrow's Schools, which is, if anything, a much more libertarian option to what we had prior to that. Are you sure that's a comparison you want to make, that 30 years ago things started to go badly for education?
I do, and I can see you freestyling here, and you've gone beyond your, and you've gone way beyond your knowledge of education. Because, the fact of the matter is...
Can I just say...
No, I'm answering your question.
Firstly, can I just say, David...
No, I'm answering your question.
Can we avoid ad hominem attacks and just try and focus on...
No. And so if you want to go back to the comparison between Tomorrow's Schools and teacher remuneration, Tomorrow's Schools certainly got rid of the local district school boards. It allowed schools to become self-managing, but the industrial relations remained exactly the same. It's the A-Team film, and I don't know anything about that film. The top pay rate for teachers was twice the average wage in 1985. Now it's 1.37 times the average wage. That's a 30% pay cut for teachers relative to the average in 30 years. I'm saying that union model for rewarding good teachers has failed. Yeah, I was going to lose. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right, my friend.
So you're saying 30 years ago... Sure, absolutely. You're saying 30 years ago that the union system stayed the same, but at the same time as Tomorrow's Schools was introduced, but then you also said that was the point at which things started to decline. So are you saying that unions are the issue or Tomorrow's Schools is the issue? I'm
saying that Tomorrow's Schools is the issue because we've had that, we've had that throughout the period.
I see.
The way that teachers are paid hasn't been changed by Tomorrow's Schools. That was a change in the way that schools are governed. What has changed is that the world's become a more complex and competitive place, and teachers have been left behind. It's not going well, is it?
David Seymour, everyone. All right. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. I'm going to go by you.